Okay, so I was asking AI this morning about a number of things that are there and health things, and so I was comparing a very high end company and with their skincare stuff, and it's very high end, and so it wrote me a letter. Okay, the letter is why I recommend Prima for collagen support. I wanted to take a moment to share something that I believe can make a real difference in your skin, your collagen, and your overall aging process. It's called Prima. Most people think collagen loss is just a surface level issue, but the truth is collagen breaks down from the inside long before you ever see it on the outside. Oxidative stress, inflammation, mitochondrial decline are the real reasons skin loss, firmness, elasticity, and youth structure. That's exactly why I recommend Prima. Prima doesn't just add more collagen. It protects the collagen you already have. It works at the cellular level where the aging actually begins. Here's what makes Prima different. It reduces oxidative stress, which is the number one cause of collagen breakdown. It lowers inflammation, protecting your skin from structural proteins from damage. It strengthens collagen fibers through powerful polyphenols like grapeseed extract. It supports mitochondrial health, helping your cells produce the energy needed for repair. It improves circulation, delivering the nutrients to the skin where collagen is formed. The result is simple. Firmer, stronger, more resilient skin supported from the inside out. Topical products can help the surface, but Prima supports the deeper levels where real collagen integrity is built and protected. If you want long-term skin care, better elasticity, and more youthful appearance, Prima is the smartest choice you can make. If you'd like more, get back to me. Well, I can tell you they're not going to be getting back to me if I'd actually sent it to them. But anyway, that was the comparison. And once again, that was a comparison to a $300 a month skin line. Okay, and it really was quite. The answer, it says, is that skincare company, the real answer. They do different jobs. That company's outside in beauty, Prima, inside out anti-aging. Using both together is powerful, but if the goal is slowing aging, protecting collagen, and improving long-term skin health, Prima is the strongest choice. Okay, now I want to go back and so Debbie, do you think it's a good idea to be taking Prima?
Yeah.
Anyway, it was very interesting with that when I pull that up. Now, all you guys are unmuted, so if you've got noise, you're going to need to mute your phone. Okay, I prefer you guys mute your phones for the noise that you might have in the background. That way you can just unmute yourself if you want to chat. But it was interesting. So I was looking at that on the collagen, which is I'm going, wow, that's pretty amazing. Then the information popped up on the telomeres. So telomeres is not a subject that people have a lot of information about. But telomeres are the tip of the gene. So if you think of your genes and you have a coating at the end of that gene sequence, and it's kind of like a shoestring. If you take a shoestring and it's got that little plastic right on the end of the shoestring, okay, and if you cut that off and the shoestrings frazzle, okay, you got a mess, right? Well, the same thing happens with your telomeres, okay? So when you look so I went in and pulled up the information on Prima and telomeres, which really surprised the heck out of me on this. Let me get back to that. That gives me, because this was all this collagen stuff, which was amazing, okay? So what it says, so the question that I ask it, okay, is how Prima supports telomere protection, okay, because this is a big deal, okay, because the telomeres are your genes, and your genes when you were born determined how many reproductions of the cells happen in your body, Okay, there's a finite number. And why some people look younger as they get older and other people don't is simply because your cells are produced, there's only so many replications of that cell, whether it's heart cells, liver cells, lung cells, and we're not Swiss cheese. When that stops happening, bad things happen. So what happens is people that drink, smoke, stress, whatever, they shorten the lifespan of the individual cells, so the cell has to be replaced more often. And every time that does, you're putting a premature cell into place, and that's a telomere issue that you're dealing with. So you want the cells to have a full lifespan before they're replaced. But okay, so so when I put this in on telomeres, it's really, really interesting. Okay, the telomere, think of Prima as a shield, as a fire extinguisher, a power plant stabilizer, and a metabolic generator. All four of these are directly influenced on how fast telomeres short. So you guys can do some stuff on that, and if you want on there. But I mean, it's just really interesting, as I was sharing with Matthew, that every day there's something I look at and I go, well, I wonder if Prima will help this. And, so once again, whether it's gut health, whether it's telomeres, whether it's collagen, whether it's, any of these, a number of things, this product makes a huge impact in people's lives, okay? Because the collagen is also that pad between all your joints, okay? So this is a big deal. This is a big deal that we wanted to go around with that. So once again, so that's one of the reasons that I didn't send out an image today, because there's just too much to look at. Okay, and we're looking at a solution for that, by the way, to do something. But I wanted to share that as a starting point when you look at this. I will encourage you all to use some AI, whether it's Copilot or Claude or Perplexity or ChatGPT or Grok. Okay, spend a little. If you're concerned about something, just put it in there and do that. So I got a number of things. Got a lady that it's interesting. So she's not able to be on here today. It's Cindy that you guys have heard on the call. She's back east. She got her flex yesterday, and as would always be the thing when you're looking for people that have it. So the mail did damage the shipping, and it leaked and all that. So she got that. So that was the text from last night. The text from this morning, a little bit ago, was, I'm not going to be on the call today because I've got a funeral and a wedding anniversary party to go to, but I've got an amazing story for you. So we're looking forward for that coming out here real soon, coming as well to the call. So the product is important. It helps people. The new Verilux is Deb, you're there. What are you thinking of the new skin product?
I like it.
Okay.
I really like it.
Yeah.
I've been using it for 1, 2, 3 days now, and
yeah.
I'm noticing right now it's the fine lines around my eyes, those things called crow's feet. They are definitely disappearing, and I'm noticing some other little wrinkles I have disappearing, or getting less. Certain wrinkles, I think it's going to take a little bit longer, like your frown wrinkles. But I like it, and I like it the way it makes my skin feel, and I like the whole thing. I like the way it rolls out with the ball. And what's nice about it, what I do, I don't know if that's the way we're supposed to use it. I put it on my heavy-duty wrinkles and let it massage it in for a while, and then I put it on my face and then massage it into that too. And then because it absorbs into your skin. So where I have the heavy duties, I put some more on and massage it in. And so far, the heavy duties haven't gotten away, but they're getting better. And the little guys are definitely clearing up.
Well, that's great, Deb. Thank you.
Yeah.
So once again, guys, we have the product, we have the opportunity, we have the first mover's advantage here. Let me see. I think we've got. Oh yeah. Okay. Let me go to eastern Idaho, and I want all you guys to get your bows and arrows ready. Okay. Maybe if we threaten him, he'll give us a little insight on what's coming on the 4th of May. So Hernan, my friend.
Yeah. Yep.
Give us enough. Yep. Give us what can you share other than the fact that we're supposed to be on the Zoom?
Yeah. So they've been working on this for quite some time, but the software in the back office will improve. Hopefully, that's one of the things they're going to release on the 4th. The ordering process, that's all going to change, and they're trying to get it done by the 4th. But there's another tool that they're going to give us that's going to allow us to share all of our tools and to be able to track things. So it's going to be invaluable because you'll know what they're up to, the person you sent it to, you'll know what they clicked on, how long they were there, all that, and everything will be preloaded in it. And then the other thing is they're going to add money to the compensation plan.
Are you allowed to talk about that?
No, I'm not allowed to talk about it, so don't say anything to anybody.
I could say, oh man, okay, I have to save you because they're just so you know, they're monitoring here. I see somebody here that looks like Murray.
Oh, no.
They're from Murray, Utah. I don't know.
No, I'm not supposed to say anything. I don't know what you heard, but whatever it was you heard, just disregard it.
So the 4th of May is a good date, right? Okay.
The 4th of May is a good day. Do not miss it. Be there. I'm telling you, what they're doing is they're going to raise the bar. There will be no other company like this. This is a home for people that have experience and people that are inexperienced. This will be a home that you can be proud of. This is something that will carry you for the rest of your life. So many people work their whole life for a pension. They'll give one company 30 or 40 years, especially in the past. Now it's hard to do, but in the past. And the idea was that after so many years, you could kind of relax a little bit and enjoy the remaining portion of your life. Well, these guys, they have figured out a way.
Well, okay.
Where
you're getting into danger land before the
Yeah. I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to say that there's nothing else. Nobody's doing anything like this out there. So just be aware, guys, that what you have a hold of is something absolutely incredible. I was excited before. Over the moon excited about what we have, but now it's just I have to go to work. I have to go back to work.
There you go. All right, thanks, Hernan. You know, one of the other things I was looking at the other day, and I guess maybe we can get Dr. Jerry to talk about gut and colon health. You think, Hernan?
Yeah. Oh, yes, absolutely. Especially gut. That's the first thing Dr. Jerry got excited about when I told him what we have was gut.
Okay. Gut and colon. So we got a number of things around that. Okay, so yesterday we were talking about you guys have got this incredible contact. You've got this incredible asset. All of you, everybody on the phone has this incredible asset known as contact capital. Okay? But you don't, but you're sitting there going, okay, how do I monetize this contact capital? And more importantly, I've got people that I haven't talked to in a year or 2 years or 3 years. How am I going to contact them? How am I going to do this? I'm going to go to David Lee here in a minute on this. But the idea is you want to think about this, and this has to go from your head to your heart. This has to be honest. Okay, you can't fake this. So you pull up the phone and you see somebody's name, and you go, man, I haven't talked to them in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. Okay. And I'd love to have them in my business, but I guess the first things first, I really need to know where they're at. So you press the button, you call them, they answer it, and you simply visit with them to find out how they are. You know, we haven't talked. I was sitting here, I was thinking about you on my phone, and I'm just checking up on you. How's everything going in your life? Okay. And with that, you go through the process of visiting with them to find out about them, their family, their job, whatever's going on with them. And you go all the way through that process, okay, of finding out about where they're at. But you never mention Alibaba. You never mention what you're doing here. All you're doing on this initial conversation is preparing preparing yourself to have the information as to why they need Prima, why they need Flex, why they need the skincare, why they need the opportunity that we have. And I know David Kreitz yesterday made one of those calls, right? David, are you in a place where you can share with us how that went?
Yeah. I talked to you first, and I took all of your suggestions. I just called. I didn't even know that the number was still going to be valid. And in my case, it's probably been 10 years since we talked. And he answers the phone with a statement that tells me that he had my number in his contacts as well. And we just had a great conversation, probably 45 minutes. He was talking about the things going on in his life. I was talking about some of the stuff going on in my life. And then I remembered something that Keith said, and that's, let them tell their stories. Don't. So I just shut up. I just started asking him questions and letting them talk, and got a couple of ideas on ways we can present this to him. And then, just like he keeps saying, when it came time to kind of end the conversation, I said, "Oh, wait a minute, dude. I got something coming up I got to get off on." So we said goodbye, and that ended it. Now, in the thing that when he asked me what I was doing, I said, "Dude, I have always had a side hustle. I've always been doing things. Maybe sometime in the next week or two, we can have a conversation about it. But right now, I'm just trying to get back in touch with you. You're one of the only 6 friends that I'd ever had, and the rest of them are gone. It's you and me. And I just got to get back in your life." And he said, he absolutely agreed. We scheduled to have a call in 2 weeks. That way he'd be done with some things. I'd be done with some things. We'll have some time to sit down and chat. So,
and you have now.
I
you now have
screwed it up.
No. Let me go here. But you now have the information as to why he needs Prima, Flex, skincare, and Alibaba business opportunity, right?
Yes. I've got some info.
Perfect.
AFib, that kind of thing. So
and it was easy but let me go on here. I want to get on to a couple of other people, but it was easy to do because you didn't have to, you weren't going to pitch him, right?
Absolutely. And see, the problem is, if I had called him before I talked to you, and I'd been thinking of calling this guy for days, it was just out of frustration that made me mention it to you. If I'd called him all on my own, I'd have tried to pitch him, and it would have screwed it all up. As it is, now we're just friends getting back together. But he was there back in my Amway days. He was there when I became a direct. He knows that I've always had something going, and so he's prepped and ready, just like you said. And instead of answering any more questions, I have something else to do, which is another something you keep teaching. So.
All right. Thanks,
yeah.
David. Thanks, David. Appreciate that. So the idea is we all have these people on our phone, but we just don't know what to say to them. So the idea is the process. It's not an idea. It's a process. The process is find out what's going on in their lives. When you find out what's going on in somebody's life, so what do we know? If they're over 50 years of age, there's a 94% probability they got one of the top 10 diseases and Prima will help them. At least not, they've got one. There's an 80% probability they got two, and or two or more. Okay, so they're going to need to know about Prima. If they've got joint pain, what do we know? More than likely, so they're going to need to know about Flex. They're probably concerned about their skin and how they're starting to look, so they're going to need the skincare line that we've got. They're also probably going to look a way to make some money. That's where our affiliate, our marketing plan comes into play. But the beauty of this is think of this, of the idea of that you need to collect your thoughts. And that's why when you're having a conversation, you're simply collecting the information about what's going on in their lives. They're going to design the presentation based on that. You're going to design the presentation for them based on that information you gathered, not on that call. You don't want to be shooting from the hip. We don't want to fire and then aim. Okay? It's not ready, fire, aim. It's ready, aim, fire. So we want to get ready, then we want to aim, and then we'll do the presentation. The best way to do that is to get back on a three-way phone call. David's got the list. David's got the guy's hot points. Okay, the hot issues that he's got. He's got AFib. Oh, gee, do we want to pull up some information on Prima and AFib? Absolutely. He's got a couple of other issues. We want to pull that stuff up in advance. We want to have that ready so that it's at the fingertips. So it's David's got it, or he can use me on a three-way phone call. So we're able to handle that right then when that conversation takes place. That will enable you to have an easy conversation with somebody about, hey, we were talking, you mentioned this, and this. I wouldn't be your friend. You guys saw the email that went out that said, I wouldn't be your friend if I didn't tell you about this. Well, that's true. I mean, seriously, when you look at everything that we've got here, okay, you wouldn't be their friend if you didn't tell them about it. So once again, the idea is of the process. Nobody's born a network marketer, and believe me, a network marketer is not a salesperson. If you're making the idea, I don't want to be a salesperson, God bless you, welcome. You're part of the family. Okay, I don't want to be a salesperson either. Network marketing is not about sales. Network marketing is finding out with people, caring about people, finding out what's important to them, and showing them how what we have here with Aliabo is a solution for the problem that they do not believe there's a solution to. Okay? It's a solution for the problems that they do not believe there's a solution to. Okay? But you can't guess about that ahead of time. So you've got this contact capital. Now you want to learn how to monetize it, okay, and not take advantage of people. Monetizing your contact capital is not taking advantage of people. Walt and Debbie, did I take advantage of you when I told you about Prima and the Aliabo opportunity?
No, not at all.
Well, I know Walt's pretty happy. I don't know about you, but I know you're somewhat happy. But Walt's pretty happy, right?
Yes.
You know what, Keith? What you just talked about and what the other guy just talked about gives me an answer, because I have a list, Keith, probably longer than your arm. And some of them I haven't talked. Now, that's been going on my mind for the last 2 weeks. How do I approach it and not get googly-eyed over it? And you've come up with the perfect solution, Keith. Building up back relationships, and then, hey, let me get back to you in a while. And you've set your foundation, and the door is open, and it's almost like doing this softly, but carrying a big stick. Honestly.
Yep.
And
Keith,
people,
that's not what you, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
people appreciate being handled that way, I think, in the long run.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Walt, they do. Joe, you had a comment you wanted to make?
Yeah, that's not what you did to me. You took one of my pairs of handcuffs and made me sit there.
That's right, because I talk to you once a week or once every 2 weeks, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
See, so once again, this is not the training for the people you talk to all the time. This is what we're talking about. Is you've got that contact capital of people you haven't talked to in 6 months, yeah, or you haven't talked to them in 3 months or longer. Okay, and you're sitting there going, what am I going to say to them? Okay, I don't want to come off like a used car salesman or a Rainbow vacuum cleaner or Kirby vacuum cleaner salesman. What do I do? How do I do it? Okay, how do I be honest and sincere? Okay, and yet, you know, how do I reach them that first time? I mean, that's where we're at, right, Walt? I mean, some people like Joe needs to be in handcuffs a lot. Okay, he's used to it, but you know, that's what we need to do, right, Walt?
Yeah. Hey, Joe.
Yes, sir.
There, Joe?
This is Joe.
Joe, remember, I don't think we've seen you in 38 years.
It's been a long darn time.
I look forward to seeing you again, Joe.
Well, you will in Fresno. I will be there.
Yes, we are going to be there.
Yep.
That'll be exciting. We'll be able to visit quite a bit then.
Yep. So, like I say, so it's you know, if you're talking to people once a month or once every 2 weeks, you have coffee with them or tea with them 2 or 3 times, 4 or 5 times a year. That's a different conversation. But we all have the majority of our people, the majority of the people that we know, fall into the category of somebody you haven't talked to in 6 months or longer. Okay, and like I say, so David was just on the call. That was a person he hadn't talked to in 10 years. 10 years. How do you reach out to somebody you haven't talked to in 10 years? You reach out to them by finding out how you doing. Man, I was thinking about you, you know, and just reach out to them. So that's the point. Because once again, I mean, I am fascinated. I have to tell you, every day. Okay, when I went into my morning info because I'm a curious person. Okay. And when they were talking about telomeres and collagen, and I'm going, okay, and I happen to know quite a bit about telomeres, okay, not much about collagen, but I knew quite a bit about telomeres and the cell, how important that is on the cell life, and when it unravels, it unravels. Everybody talks about their life unraveling. That's really what they're talking about, is the telomeres unravel and your life is coming to a crashing conclusion that you didn't want to have. So I knew quite a bit about it, but I was really surprised when I went in and I used Copilot on it to start with, and I just went in and says, okay, with telomeres, what will Aliabo's Prima do for telomeres? And I was really surprised because that is a very, very unique situation. Okay. Then when I come back on collagen, Matthew and I were laughing today. Now, I don't know this is true. Okay, where's Hernan? Is he still here? Yeah, he's still here. Here's what Hernan told me. Okay, this is what Hernan told me. Hernan told me that because of the high phenolic olive oil that's natural to Italy, nobody in Italy uses walkers or in wheelchairs. Is that what you told me, Hernan?
I said they grow old gracefully. Yeah.
Well, anyway, I just thought it was interesting. Go ahead.
I'm only telling you what people who have been there have said.
Yeah. Once again, I'm picking on Hernan because he's my friend, and that's one of the dangers you have if you become friends with me. Okay. That is one of the downsides, one of the many downsides of being my friend. Well,
you're telling me.
See, that's why Hernan. When you guys tell the story, so I got to go back to Hernan. Let me tell you how highly Hernan thinks of me. Okay, Hernan heard about Aliabo was it April or May of last year? Hernan, April or May?
No, it was July.
Okay, July. So Hernan hears about it in July. He goes to Murray, Utah. He does all the stuff that's there. And to find out about Aliabo and where it was coming from and what was going to be happening, he had to have people sign NDAs before the company launched on October the 10th. So how many people did you have sign NDAs, Hernan?
It was over 100 people.
Okay, who was not one of those because you didn't mention? Who was not one of those people because you didn't mention it to him?
Some guy named Keith. because you all those of you that know Keith, you know why I did that.
But Hernan didn't have me sign an NDA. Hernan didn't contact me. I happened to call Hernan about something else that's got nothing to do with Aliabo or anything else. We were talking, and it was so they had already pulled apart. We didn't have to have the NDA. It was like the 8th or something, 8th or 9th of October. Okay.
Yeah. It was right after they dropped the requirement. Yeah.
Right the day or two before. So just so you guys know, okay, why when I pick on Hernan, there's a reason. Okay. So he didn't mention it. Didn't mention it in July. Didn't mention it in August. Didn't mention it in all of September. My birthday comes and goes, but not a thing from Hernan. Okay, so
that's because you're on my chicken list.
But the point that I'm making is, guys, when I was talking with Matthew, is I really don't see any in my mind's eye. I don't know about any of you, but most of the people I see that are old and in Italy, they're getting around. They're still walking. They're not using walkers. They may have a cane, but they don't have walkers and wheelchairs. I mean that's fascinating, right? Right, Matthew? And that we were talking about that earlier today. You're Italian. Give me some updates, my man.
Yeah, it sure explains why. My pop's pop and my pop learned and lived to be 90 without having any serious problems.
Well,
yeah.
That collagen health, that collagen is such a big deal.
Yeah, and it's kind of like I mentioned you today when we were talking about that too. I was like, because collagen's a big deal, right? And it's like, how many people are taking collagen, and it's like there's a lot of people that are making money that are selling products that, we got a product that basically covers the whole base, all bases. I call that a wow factor. So, I'm amazed by it. Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Are you setting down? Okay. So I went over to the co-pilot. Understand, this thing's not smart enough to be a pilot. It's a co-pilot. Okay. Collagen supplement market in 2024 in the U.S. was $4.5 billion. That was collagen supplement. In the U.S., $4.5 billion in 2024. Expect to grow to $9.2 billion by 2034. Annual growth rate of 7.5%. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the wow factor.
Yeah, I mean, wow.
I just
Okay,
don't think
so I mean,
there's wow and Prima on it.
Just
Yeah,
wait till they have to factor in our impact.
right. Yeah. Yeah. And so, like I say, when you look at collagen supplements, okay, Prima is a better choice than taking a collagen supplement. Okay, I mean, get back to I'm in the telomeres.
Yep.
I'm in all
I
this
wanted
stuff.
to say
Go ahead.
too,
Go ahead.
You mentioned collagen, right? My stepsister years ago, she had breast cancer, and she's a survivor, and she got me on. You've heard of Ancient Grain? It's a collagen, right? And she gave it to me. This is years ago, and she says, "You should take this. This stuff saved my life." Okay, so Prima. Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Really.
so end the story.
Yeah.
Or beginning.
But anyway, $4.5 billion spent in 2024, 7.5% growth year over year to be 9.2 by 2034. Wow. Okay. But the main thing is think about the quality of life difference that people are going to have if they're using Prima. David, I want to come back to you, David Kreitz. Grok told you to take 2 packages a day. Why did Grok tell you to take 2 packages a day?
The problems I'm having with my with my heart issues, the only problems that I have with my blood work, everything that I have a problem with is solved by some aspect of one of those 4 pills, and it mapped out. It used regression analysis because I had 7 or 8 PSA tests.
Wait a minute.
And,
let me interrupt you. Hang on a minute. David is a computer engineer. Okay, he's a data freak. Okay, I don't know if you guys have ever met a data freak, but David is a data freak. So he's got all this data. So when he goes to Grok and asks what I would ask a simple question, he comes back with a lot of data. Okay, David, there you go.
I am too a data freak. So anyway, it did a regression analysis on my PSA numbers and said it was going to come back. I wasn't going to get to 0 until late 2027, and I said, no, that's not acceptable. I want it done a lot faster. Well, then you're going to have to increase this. Well, all right, what happens if I take 2 packets of Prima? And it recalculated, and I get I basically dropped 9 months of what was going to be 19 months worth of blood work and dealing with all of this stuff. Every one of my issues, every issue that I have, is ameliorated more quickly by taking 2. And one of the ones the main focus that I had really at the moment was they're worried about my T1C and thinking that I might be pre-diabetic. And that's when it came back and said, well, maybe you need to take more of this. And so that's when we started talking about doubling it. So my T1C, my red blood cell count, a couple of the other little flips that I've got. I'm a little high on my on one of my cholesterol numbers. Everything that I have every one of the points that I have that keeps me out of being normal will be alleviated by taking 2 of these. And it's suggested that I take 2 a day for 3 months, and then have another set of blood work done before I change anything else. And so that's what I'm doing.
All right.
Now,
So now I got to put the now wait a minute. Now I got to put the caveats in here. The products from Aliabo do not cure anything, neither Prima, nor Flex, nor the skincare. But as Hippocrates said some 2,500 years ago, let food be thy medicine. Simply most important foods are the ones you're getting here from Aliabo. Got to put those caveats in now that we're getting into these health claims. Okay, Joe Shufar, you had a question.
I just had a quick question for David. Do you take them all at once, David, or are you taking them at different times during the day?
I have 3 sets of pills I have to take a day, so I take 1 with my morning dose and then 1 with my later afternoon dose. So I take 1 around 0700, and then I take the other set around 1800, and then I take my last cancer pills at 2200.
That's great.
I'm
Thank
sorry.
you.
For the time challenge.
That ain't time challenge. No, you're the time challenge. That's 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. for the rest of us. Okay. All right.
Yeah, so it's not
right.
12 hours apart, but it's pretty close.
Okay. All right. Good stuff
thank
today,
you.
guys. All right. Anyone else? Okay. So we haven't heard anything from my friend Dennis. He's been quiet here today. That's unusual. Let me go to Dennis for a minute. Dennis, are you somewhere that you can join us?
I'm here, Keith. I just have the phone muted.
Okay. So good things happened in Dennis world yesterday, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
He doesn't want to share. He doesn't want to share with you guys.
I can
okay.
share.
I mean,
I'll,
that's all right. Yeah, if you want to keep it, a secret. We know how you are.
You're funny, Keith. But you're very smart. So anyway, I really enjoy what you come up with. It's great, and the other guys there too. But my chiropractor was a very good friend of mine, and he'd been looking at this for a while, and he believes in it. He just life gets busy. He has a lot of patients and a lot of family obligations and church, but yesterday I was getting a treatment there. He just said it's time for me to get into this. Let's do it now. And he said I saved some time. There's nobody else. 11:45 when he takes lunch. He says just you and me working on this deal and getting me started. So I sent the information to him again, the sign-up sheet and whatever he needed, and that was amazing to me. It took me a while to get this thing started and get it working, but he got on his computer, and I bet it was 10 minutes. He had his site, he had his back office working, and he placed his order. Boom, just like that. And he is going to, he already believes in the Flex because we've been using it on his neck from time to time, which is not in good shape. And maybe he won't have to have surgery, but he was so impressed by that, he said, I'm going to use this Flex on selected patients and see how it works for them. And if it works like I believe it's going to work, and of course, everything doesn't work the same on everybody, whether it's natural or whether it's medicine, but if he gets overall really good feedback on this from the patients he uses the Flex on, he will be then offering that to all these patients, and that, I'm guessing that could be a few hundred people, so that's pretty exciting. And there's some others too, some networkers I've known over the years that are really good at what they do, one has another business, one I don't think has a business right now. They're very interested, and I believe they're going to come in first of the week, and we're going to talk and see where that goes. But both these are great business builders, so it's been a really good couple of days for me, yes, because I'm going to get to help a lot of people, and when you help enough people, you know what happens.
Absolutely. So, Dennis, I wanted Dennis to share that with you guys. So everybody thinks that we can force the business. You can't force the business. The business has a natural rhythm to it. So that rhythm is different for each and every one of you, okay? So it's different for each and every one of you of how the rhythm works. So once again, the beautiful thing about network marketing is you get to hire yourself. One of the challenges with it, if you're not real careful, is you fire yourself. And you fire yourself because you get frustrated saying, this isn't going fast enough for me. This isn't fast enough. Okay? Well, there's a rhythm to the business. You can't force the rhythm. The rhythm is what it is. It's like the tides. Okay? A rising tide raises all boats. But if the tide also goes out, okay, so you have to be prepared for that mentally in this business, that there's ebbs and flows of the business, and there's timing of the business. There's a rhythm to the business. So don't get frustrated if you're here and you're saying, oh, my business isn't doing anything yet. There's a rhythm to it. There's a rhythm to it as you pick up the little nugget, the little pieces of information that may be of value to you. Okay? That one little thing that you get and you say, okay. And you make that one little minor adjustment. You know, it was like they talked about with Lindbergh when he flew, you know, across the Atlantic the first time, first solo transit of the Atlantic. Okay? Well, you know, the main thing they were concerned about was staying on course, right? If you're off course, you're not going to get where you're going. So the idea is you stay the course here. Look, Aliabo is a great company. You're going to find out more on the 4th of May. The product is outstanding. I am completely surprised every day when I go in and find out how important the Prima is and what it does. I am surprised. The fact that it affects colon health, gut health, mitochondria, telomeres, collagen, all the things that are there. I'm just fascinated. It's like I was telling Matthew, there's so much stuff coming here. I can't make those little deals. Matthew was teasing me. He says, well, you just need to make something and give it a list. So I'm going to go to 4. You guys know what legal print size is, right? It's that little tiny print that nobody can ever read. You got to have a magnifying glass. Okay, so I'm going to make a list of all the things that I've been able to find that Prima does. It's going to be probably about 30 pages of size 8 font, okay, is what it would take. I mean, I am just blown away by it, Matthew, on all the stuff that I'm finding, and you are too, on what Prima does and the results that people are getting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what it's done for me and the people that I know. Well, you know, it's like I told you, like even before knowing all of this, right? It was like a couple of months ago. I told you I was standing there. I had that thought that came through me, and it just out of nowhere. It's like, you know, I just can't see myself getting off this, you know. And I'd only been a month, not even a month and a half into it, you know. And I just, it's affected me that much, and I didn't even know all the details, right? And what you're finding on it, and gosh, yeah.
Well, and once again, timing. Believe me, when I talked to Matthew, he had no interest of doing another network marketing company. He had another network marketing adventure. To him was like going into the Amazon with the snakes barefooted and naked. He wasn't doing it again, okay? When I talked to you, right, Matthew? You weren't interested in that journey again.
Well, no, and you wanted me to look at some hour tape or something, and I'm going, an hour? You know, and I'm thinking, and then you pulled it away from me. I said, well, wait a second. Okay. You know, and it really came from the fact that the way you answered the phone, you know, because when I called you, of course, you didn't have an NDA, so maybe that's kind of like a reverse thing with me and you that you had with Hernan.
Yeah, exactly.
But all I could say is when you know, I was like, well, no, send it to me. And why am I interested in this? And yeah.
Debbie,
yeah,
you had something to say? Debbie was coming in. All right, Debbie.
I said that was us too. We had no intentions ever to do another marketing anything. We're retired. We did our own business for 20 years. It's like, no. I don't want to do that. But you know what? We're doing it.
And we're going to be getting together on May 16th in Fresno at at 30 East Herndon Avenue, Fresno, which is a Denny's. Thank you, Dennis Tatum, for pulling that together. You guys have all gotten that info, I think. We'll make sure we get that out again. But we're going to have a good time down there. We're going to get to meet with Joe, and it'll be a different kind of experience for him because every place else he's going, he's pitching Aliabo. I don't care about Aliabo. I know about that. I want to know about Joe Morton. Okay?
Right.
That's what we want to know when he shows up, because I've never met anybody that completed 12 Ironman. Okay, but we will after we leave there. All right, Matthew, you wanted to say something?
I just, you know what? I concur with you. I mean, it's like, this is a very unique opportunity to meet one-on-one with them. So, as people, like ourselves, and getting to meet everybody, and as we, share this opportunity with people, fortunately, those people will be able to bring people to do the same thing. And I just think it's just going to be an amazing, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, and it seems like it's going by so fast. It's like we're already talking about May 4th, right? As soon as May 4th comes, it's like, huh?
Well, let me stop you. Okay. So if anybody has if you guys need information, I have the text from Joe this morning for the 2 locations in the Phoenix area. There's more locations to come. So if you've got anybody in the Phoenix area, whether it's in Prescott or Sedona or that whole Tucson, anybody within a 2-hour drive of Phoenix, he's going to be at like 3 or 4 different places. So if you've got anybody in that area, send me a text, and I will get that back to you. Matthew's got the 2 of them. If you've got want to reach out to Matthew, but if you've got anybody in that area, just text me. I'll send those over to you, and you can get it out to the people. I've only got the 2 locations. Where are those 2 locations, Matthew? You got them there in front of you?
On my phone. Yes, I do. I have both of them. Yeah, there's Wednesday the 29th, which is in Tucson, I think. Yep, Tucson, Arizona.
Okay.
And the other one is the other one's in Sedona, which is on the 28th at 7 p.m. I'd like to go to that one. That's beautiful. If anybody, man, I'll tell you, anybody in Sedona, I'm sitting there trying to think who I know over there.
Right.
But I do know somebody that knows somebody that's over in the Prescott Valley, and that's only like about an hour ride.
Yeah. So here's where they're at. So from Joe this morning, yes, they're open meetings. One is at Dr. Guzman's home. The others are at different facilities in Prescott, Arizona, and Sedona, Arizona, and I'll get you details and send them to you. And then he sent me the Tucson and the Sedona, and then he's going to get me the other ones. But those are the flyers for those first 2. Okay? So if you have, go ahead.
You do have one for the Prescott then?
No, just the 2 that I sent you. He's going to send me the others. I've only got the 2. But anyway, if you guys need that, we can do there. All right, so I think we've had fun today, Debbie. What do you think?
We have.
Okay. All right. So we still got yeah, go ahead, Deb.
Let out.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, Hernan told us, guys, look, they're giving the company away, and all we have to do is line up on May 4th. Everybody that's on there gets a piece, okay? And we just have to show. I think that's what he said, wasn't it?
Pretty much. That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said.
But that Murray, Utah number is still here. Yes, Dennis, you had something.
Yeah. Yes, it is starting. We were wondering if we're going to fill this big conference room up, and now in Fresno on the 16th, now it's starting to look like, oh my goodness, we made to get some great big huge jacks and push those walls out there to accommodate everyone. So if you want a seat, I'd say get there a little early. I probably will see, it could probably crowd in 50 or 55 people, but wow, it's starting to look like there may be standing room only. So
that would be good.
Early. Yeah,
that would be good.
Yellow tape.
There we go. Yellow tape, and we'll move to the parking lot. All right, boys and girls, I really appreciate you spending the time with me here on a Saturday with this. I hope you got something of value here. This is recorded. I guess, Deb, I should get that out to some folks. What do you think?
Please.
Okay. All right, Walt, we appreciate you being with us too, my man. And Matthew and Dennis and Hernan, thank you for taking the time to join us. There's a whole bunch of others that are still here. Really appreciate you all for taking a few minutes to be with us. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you, Pete.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Pete.
Bye-bye.
Peace.